Hey boys and girls, we are on lesson 8-4. Make sure you have your workbook, pencil, multiplication chart. Extra scratch paper is always great. We can go ahead and read our learning goal together. I can use models to multiply two fractions. Let's go ahead and open up our workbooks to page 345. I'm going to read our solve and share together, and then I'll give you an opportunity to try it on your own before we go through it all together. The art teacher gave each student half of a sheet of paper, and then she asked the students to color their 1/4 of their piece of paper. What part of the original sheet did the students color? Solve this problem any way you choose. Okay, go ahead and give it a try, and then we'll go through it together. Alrighty, I'm going to draw a little model to help us visualize this. So, if I have half a sheet of paper, I'm gonna do like a phantom rest of it up here. And so it's like when a teacher is like, split a piece of paper and give half of it to the person next to you. So you all have half a piece of paper. I know I've done that before. So then the art teacher said to color in 1/4 of the piece of paper that they got. So if I split this, I'm gonna split it in half and then each side in half to get to fourths. And then I'm gonna just color in this section right here. This is great. I'd probably tell me to color that in a little better. But my question is, what part of the original sheet did the student color? So we want to know the whole sheet. We just don't want the half sheet, or else obviously, duh, it's 1/4. It tells you that in the problem. Okay, that's not what it's asking. What it wants to know would be how much of the whole sheet of paper did they color? And so now you can kind of start to visualize a little bit more with this phantom piece up here. Well, there's 8 total pieces now with the phantom piece, and we have 1 out of those 8 pieces. And so what you guys really just did here was 1/2 times 1/4. Actually, I think we would write it the other way. Sorry, 1 second. Which, you know, are commutative property. When you multiply, you're going to get the same answer. But so we have 1/4 of a half a sheet of paper. There we go. So if I multiply across my top, I get 1. Multiply across the bottom, I get 8. There we go, 1/8. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at our visual learning bridge and essential question. So how can we use a model to multiply fractions? So I'll show models today, and I'll show how we would do that little shorthand way in order to multiply without drawing everything out. It's always good to draw it out so you can visualize it and you know what math you're doing. And then as the numbers get more complex, it's a little bit harder to draw out. So then knowing that standard way where you can just multiply. There was 1/4 a pan of lasagna left. Tom ate 1/3 of this amount. What fraction of the whole pan of lasagna did he eat? So we've got a pan of lasagna here, and if I split what they have left, I haven't had lasagna in a long time. If I split up what they have left, he's gonna eat, well, here, because I've got that little bump there, he's gonna eat this section right here. But it's asking what fraction of the whole pan did he eat? So I'm gonna have like my phantom parts of lasagna that have already been eaten, right? I'm just gonna extend out my thirds, 1, 2, 3, and then extend out, oh wait, this is a 4th, sorry. Okay, there's a 4th of it left. So this would be about half. This is that and that. So we have, I guess I colored a little over because that's like the depth of it right there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that way. And then I need to extend out my thirds this way. And again, we've got some phantom pieces there because people already ate them. So then how many pieces do I have in here total? Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total. And he's eating 1 out of those 12. So you get 1/12 by the end of it. And so what you're doing is finding 1/3 of the 1/4. Remember that means multiplication. So when we multiply across the top, 1 times 1 is 1, 3 times 4 is 12. There you go. So let's take a look at the pictures they did down below. I definitely am partial to the one, I think it's going to be on the right hand side. My brain just breaks that down better. I don't know. And I kind of like the crossover shading. So what they did here is they have a hole. So this is like if the lasagna is like one skinny pan. You don't really cook lasagna like that, but whatever, guys. And you're gonna divide it into fourths. So they took it and they split it in half, and then they split each of the halves in half. So they've got 4 sections now. And then they're gonna split each of those into thirds. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. And so then, whatever his name was, I cannot remember now. He's only eating 1 out of all of these pieces of the lasagna. So he's only eating this little piece right here. So then I've got to figure out how many pieces total. Well, there's 12, and he's eating 1 of them. Another way to show it is kind of like the actual pan, and I sort of drew this on there. So when you have a pan, and I have 1/3 times 1/4, you're gonna look at your denominators. So we're finding 1/3 of our 1/4. So I'm gonna split it into fourths first. Let's match what they did over here, sorry. I'm gonna split in half and then half again. And then I need to split this into thirds. So I gotta pay attention to my other denominator. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here. And so then I only have 1 out of each of those, either fourths or thirds. So if I shade 1/4, I'm gonna go this way, just like they did there. And then if I shade 1/3, I'm gonna go the other way. Okay, I did it opposite. This is 1/3. See, 1, 2, 3. I just said it opposite. And then this is, I guess I really visualize it the other way. That's okay. So then the overlapping is my numerator. Do you see how there's black and purple in there? Just like in here, there's orange or they made it orange because it's red and yellow. Make orange. So then I have 1 for my numerator, and then I count up all my spaces to get my denominator. Again, you could just multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, get that 1/12 there. But these are great models to show it, and you can really like picture a lasagna pan eaten. Maybe Stouffer's, right, from the frozen aisle. Okay, let's go ahead. I think there might be another example we're gonna take a peek-see at. Okay, so you can also find it using a number line, which I think is one of the little bit more challenging ways to do it. I think the rectangle way, if you're gonna model it, is one of the most simple way to do it, where it has the overlapping, but this is another great way to look at it, and maybe your brain will understand it this way a little bit better. So we're finding 2/3 of 3/4. So I first need to mark where my 3/4 is with the number line, and then I need to split up my my fourths into thirds. So 1/3 means 1 of 3 equal parts. So 1/3 of 3/4, if you have 3 out of 4, is 1/4. So you'll see they did 0, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. And so then each of those is this is a third, a third, a third of that 3/4. Now you only have 2 out of that third. So you're gonna have this first section, and this second section. So your final answer is going to end up being a half. Now let's do a little bit of the math. We've got 2/3 times 3/4. If I multiply across the top, 2 times 3, I am kind of out of room here, sorry guys. 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, well you're telling me that's, 6/12. That's not 1/2, but it is. What we have to do is simplify. When you have 6/12s, they're both divisible by 2, so we have to find the factors of our 6 and our 12. Remember, factors are numbers that multiply to get to 6. So 1 and 6, 2 and 3, multiply to get to 6. We can do the same thing with 12. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and then 3 and 4. You can see it kind of makes that little rainbow. I think in 4th grade they do the little rainbow. And so then I'm going to simplify the number that goes into both of them. Well, 6 goes into both 6 and 12. So when I divide by 6 or divide by 12 by 6, 6 divided by 6 is 1, 12 divided by 6 is 2. So you do end up getting that 1/2 that's listed there. And 6 is half of 12, so that makes sense. Okie dokie, let's go ahead and try a problem or two on the other slide, and then I'll give you one to try on your own. Okay. So we're going to try number 3 together, just for time purposes. We're already at 10 minutes, and then I'll have you try number 4 on your own. So it says find 5 6 times 1/2. Shade the model to help solve. So I'm going to do a model version, and then I'm also going to do just the math version, because you might want to do that on the next one. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little rows here, and I'm going to have to shade 5 of them. So I'm going to do little slanties this way. There's 1, 2, 3. Very exciting. 4 and 5. And so then you'll notice it's broken up into 1/2, 2/2. So then I'm going to shade this way for my 1/2. And then my overlap is what I want to count up. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is my numerator. And then how many pieces do I have total? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 5 12ths. Again, you can do this by just multiplying. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 times 2 is 12. Bingo. There we go. All right, I want you to go ahead and try number 4. You'll notice it wants you to find 3/4 of 4 ninths. Make sure at the end you simplify if you can, and that of means multiplication. So you can multiply in there. Go ahead and try 4, and then I'll see you in group. All righty.